Hey guys, I'm hiding in the corn right now because it's really hot and sunny. I had originally planned on doing a garden tour today, but I kind of did a garden tour a little bit at the end of the last video. However, I was still going to do one, but it's 96 degrees out here and it's really hot and I don't want to be out here too long. So I actually am going to show you something that is so easy. You never have to buy basil again. Basil is one of the easiest herbs or even plants really to propagate. They're the easiest and the quickest. So I'm sitting right here across from my tomato bed with this whole row of basil all the way down. And if you remember, I did a video 2 or 3 months ago. It was about secrets the garden centers don't want you to know. And one of the things was I had a 6-pack of basil and I turned that into like 100 plants or something. I can't even remember. But all of this basil and the ones I've got over on the other side, they all came from the same 6-pack because there was about 20 plants in each little pod. And so times 6, I was able to divide all those. I'll put a link up here to that video and down in the description. But anyway, the thing about basil is when it starts to flower, and it can do it very quickly, especially if the weather's hot, it turns the leaves bitter and you don't want to use them anymore. And so you want to always keep it cut. Don't let it flower. When you see, let me show you. You'll see this starting to happen right here at the end of the stem, and that is the flower coming on. So as soon as you see that, take it back a few leaf nodes and pinch it off. When you do this and you have a whole row like me, you're gonna get a lot of basil. Less than a week ago, I might say maybe a week tomorrow, I came through and just took a bunch of basil off of here because it was getting ready to bloom. And we were gonna make pesto. And so I took it in the house. We weren't gonna make it that day. I stuck the whole thing into a mason jar of water and we didn't get around to making basil. And let me show you what happened. All right, so here it is. This is the best way also to store basil. If you cut it and you don't want to put it in the fridge, but if you're not going to use it for a few days, put it in a mason jar of water. But look what we've got in here. Look at the root systems attached to these guys. I mean, that is so crazy. So I know I've had videos in the past where I think I did a couple of basil propagation videos, and I was showing you the correct way to make sure you have 2 leaf nodes and you put this much in the water. And well, you know what? Basil don't care. They will do it. However, there's a lot more leaves on here than I would ever leave on cuttings that I was actually gonna take from cuttings, right? But they didn't care. In less than a week, we've got full-on root systems. So let's pot some of these up because I'm not gonna make pesto out of this. I'm gonna plant it, grow a whole nother row, and the other row over there is already ready to pick again. So I'll just make pesto from that. Okay, so I've got some pre-moistened potting soil and some pots, little pots. I'm just gonna fill up one of these pots. And take these out of the jar. Just kind of sort them out on the table a little bit. And the thing with these is they're going to be a little tall and spindly for these little root systems to support. So what we're going to do is we are going to take this top piece out. We're going to leave a couple of leaves here. And right above this leaf node where the new ones are coming out, you can use scissors, but that is more of a realistic size for this root system at its current size to support. So I'm gonna make a little hole here, put the roots down in, spread them out a little bit, close it up. Like I said, it already put that many roots on in a week or less. In another couple of weeks, this is gonna go right into the ground. Now, here's the thing with basil. It's not hardy outside if you have frosts or freezing temperatures, but it does grow well on a sunny window, at least to get through the winter. If you have grow lights, even better. And then in the spring, you can make more cuttings and more and more, and you will never have to buy basil again. And there's so many kinds of basil: Thai basil, holy basil, red basil, the purple opal, the green basil, several kinds of the green basil. And some of them are not cheap. So go ahead and buy them one time. You can buy a 6-pack that has 100 in them and do what I did in the last video. Do that, and theoretically, you will never have to buy basil again in your whole life. Just keep it going. And it reminds you to keep it going, because when it flowers, take those tops off, either use them for cooking or make cuttings, or both. I mean, I just pulled this top off of this rooted one. I can still use this for cooking, right? So that was a really short and sweet video. Let me know what you think of these shorter form videos for every once in a while. If you learned something, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time.